Hello everyone, I am from Lockdown Leisure and today I have with me Shlok Bhatt who has shared his story on our email ID. If you would like to hear your story, then come in contact with us on our email ID lockdownleisure2020@gmail.com.
The name of my story is The Perfect Murder. One bright London evening, two friends, Bill McCartney and Joe Smith, were talking about crime in London in a small cafe packed with people. The topic deviated to how crimes were increasing day by day. Joe said that all crimes are solved and all criminals are eventually caught because every criminal unknowingly leaves behind some clue for the police to find. I bet there is someone who has committed the perfect murder, leaving no clues behind, said Bill. Bah, that's rubbish. I'm willing to wager £10 million to anybody who can commit the perfect murder, replied Joe. Before I continue, let me say that Joe was an extremely rich and influential man, while Bill was a middle class nobody. 10 million, thought Bill, just for committing the perfect crime. I'll do it, he said. So thus Bill sets off to prepare. This is how the plan went into action. 1 week later, Bill calls Joe for another snack at the cafe. Here, Bill has a plan. He buys Joe some drinks and makes him talk about charity, knowing fully well that Joe hated charity and anything to do with begging. Joe becomes very vocal and loud on his opinions about begging, so loud that everyone in the packed cafe could hear Joe when he yelled, I hate beggars and their filthy begging. If given a chance, I would kill every single beggar on earth. It was at this point that Bill got what he wanted. As luck would have it, when they stepped out, a beggar approached Joe, who was quick to slap him, hurling abuses at the beggar. A few weeks later, Bill got his second breakthrough. Joe and him had to attend a funeral. Being of similar height and body structure, they wore identical coats which were black in color, according to an old tradition. Luck was on Bill's side when they were invited to a party just after the funeral. Having no time to change out of their coats, they attended the party in the same. Buying Joe drinks at the end again, Bill exchanged coats with him after the party was over and dropped him home. The coats were identical to look at, except for Joe Smith's name emblazoned in gold in the inner lining of the coat. Cut to 1 month later. Both of them are sitting in their favorite cafe. Bill orders Joe to pay him the 10 million, but Joe wasn't going to give away the dough so easily. Wait for 6 more months, said Joe. The police can still catch you. So, Bill waited. And 6 months later, they met at the unsurprisingly full cafe yet again. Bill told Joe that he had committed the crime 7 months ago. The police still hadn't caught him. Do you want to know how exactly he did it? Well, there are four things that are crucial in any murder: the body, the weapon, the motive, and the proof. Bill had to ensure that the body had been found to prove to Joe that he had committed the murder. Here's how he planned the murder. The same night Bill exchanged coats with Joe, he quickly went to a chemist to buy thallium salts. Thallium is used as rat poison, but is also an old remedy for tuberculosis. He got his thallium easily, as he told the chemist that his old aunt still used thallium for her TB. But thallium is quickly absorbed by the skin, and when taken in huge quantities can cause seizure and death. He rushed home and put huge amounts of thallium on the inner lining of Joe's coat. He went to the same beggar that Joe had slapped, posing as Joe in the darkness. He gave the beggar his coat and some money as an apology for his hostile behavior earlier. After that, things went like clockwork for Bill. The police found the body, sending it for post mortem. The cause of death was identified as poison. The same poison which was on the beggar's coat. The same coat which has Joe's initials on it. The same coat that Bill exchanged with Joe that night when Joe was confused. Let's go back to the cafe scene again. While Bill was getting the money in hard cash, policemen entered the cafe and addressed them, saying, one of you is the murderer, and whoever it is, they're going to jail for a long time. It's the end of the line, Bill, said Joe. I win the wager. innocently assuming that the police had come to arrest Bill. But they caught Joe instead, dragging him out of the doors. Bill sat there smiling, thinking about his newly acquired millionaire status, watching Joe being dragged out, screaming, "I'm innocent, I haven't done anything." In the court, people testified against Joe being hateful to beggars and wanting to kill them. The police showed the court with Joe's name on it. Thus, Joe was pronounced guilty and Bill walked away a free man. Hope you liked my story. We have new ones every day. Now is riddle time. What is always in front of you but can never be seen?
If you know the answer to this riddle, then let us know on our email ID lockdownleisure2020@gmail.com. And if you want to share your stories, come in contact with us on the same email ID.